Hey guys, what's up? It's Grace, and today I'm going to be doing my October wrap-up. I've only read 5 books in the month of October, and that's pretty good, but I didn't get to all the books that I wanted to read in the month of October. The first book I read is The Diviners by Libba Bray. This is about a girl named Evie, and her parents want to punish her and send her from her hometown to New York. Little do they know, she wants to be sent away because her hometown is really boring, and Evie is not a boring person. Evie's really outgoing and she's just perfect for New York. Her uncle Will, he owns a museum of creepy crawlies, is what she says it is, and he is obsessed with the occult. Her uncle is called to a crime scene, and there's something very peculiar about the crime scene, and the story takes off from there. This was such a brilliant book, and you just got to read what it was like in the 1920s, and I really loved that. I give this book 5 out of 5 stars. This is easily one of my favorites of 2014. The book I read is Silver Shadows by Richelle Mead. This is the 5th book in the Bloodline series. I'm not gonna go into it because it is the 5th of a series, but I will say that it was probably my favorite of the series. I gave it 4.5 stars. This cover though, why? The spines are really pretty. Next book I got is Black Ice by Becca Fitzpatrick. I read Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick a long time ago, and that's easily one of the worst books I've ever read. So I was really skeptical about getting this, but it was the book of the month, so I sucked it up and bought it. I'm glad I got it, but I did have a lot of problems with it. You guys didn't know what this is about. It's about 2 girls who are going to go backpacking the Teton Range for spring break. On their way there, they get stuck in a storm and they have to pull over, and they are snowed in. They decide to get out of the car and go to the nearest house. In the nearest house, there are 2 guys, and they hold them against their will. And since Britt is very familiar with the mountain and the range, they want her to guide them down the mountain. This book was fun. I mean, it did keep me on the edge of my seat. Some parts even made me kind of have anxiety. My main problem with the book was the characters. I didn't like any of the characters in this book. I really didn't like the relationship between Britt and her best friend. I didn't like the relationship between Britt and Calvin, her ex-boyfriend. It wasn't healthy. Overall, I gave this book 3 stars. I did enjoy it, but again, I had lots of problems with it. The next book I read is The Murder Complex by Lindsay Cummings. This book shows a really dark side on young adult dystopians. I liked it a lot, and especially in the month of October. Oh, the main girl, Miss Meadow, her whole life she's just been trained to survive by her father, and just the world is so effed up. And while Zephyr, I don't know how to pronounce the boy's name, he has been programmed to kill. Like, he kills and he can't help it. One thing I really loved about this book is the duo perspective. In a lot of books, you can't differentiate the two. Like in Allegiant, I would be in the middle of the chapter and I'd be like, wait, is this 4 or is this Triss? In this book, I didn't have a problem. We're so different and you just could tell. I gave this book 4 stars. Next book I read is The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. Oh my gosh. Again, easily one of my favorite books of 2014. Neil Gaiman is one of my new favorite authors. This book was so freaking good. It's about this kid who was raised in a graveyard, and I think that's all you should know because it's really good just going into it not knowing a lot. I loved Nobody Owens. He was so cute. I loved how his brain worked because he was raised in a graveyard, so he was very clueless to the outside world, but at the same time he was so brilliant, and I loved his mindset. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. I heard it's gonna be a movie too, so that'll be exciting. So those are all the books I read in the month of October. If you guys have read any of these books, comment down below your thoughts, and also comment down below what you guys read and what was your favorite this month. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!